We first saw the VW T-Roc in India at the Auto Expo. It was showcased alongside the larger Tiguan All-Space, the 7-seater, as well as the smaller, larger VW Tiguan, but we'll get to why there's a little bit of confusion over the Tiguan. That one's coming next year. This is already in India. It's launched at 19.9 lakh rupees, ex-showroom introductory prices. Styling of the car, if it reminds you of the Tiguan, well, you're not alone in that. Something special in it at the rear of the car, which we'll get to. At the front, a pair of low-set headlights. You've got LED projectors. You have an LED DRL in the lower end of the bumper. This bumper is slightly different to the R-Line T-Roc that we saw at the Expo, which had a little something different happening down here. Of course, sharp creases that VW is known for, present on the T-Roc. Bright colors that VW is not necessarily known for, present on the T-Roc, apart from its usual shades of black, white and grey. This car launched in India, single spec, and it gets 17-inch alloy wheels with 215/55 aspect ratio tires. Of course, it's smaller than the 19 inches that we saw at the Auto Expo, but as you can see, it fills out the wheel arches pretty well. The side profile of the T-Roc is really where it's all at. That coupe-like sloping roofline has a nice little brushed aluminium sort of trim that runs along the side of it. And VW tells us that this car is meant for a more mature, more sophisticated sort of customer who wants this kind of slick urban styling. Now, of course, the T-Roc is based on VW's MQB platform, which underpins its other cars. It will only get one engine and transmission option. That's a 1.5 litre TSI with a 7-speed DSG, 150 PS, 250 Newton meters of torque. We don't have a fuel efficiency figure on it yet because the T-Roc comes in under India's 2,500 car import rule, which means it doesn't have to be homologated. Similarly, we don't have an official ground clearance figure on it as yet, but VW tells us that it should be close to or similar to the EU model, which stands at about 160 mm of ground clearance, which is fair enough for our road conditions. Of course, this is a front-wheel drive car, so chances are it's not going to be seeing any of the rough stuff. The highlight for the VW T-Roc is, of course, this lovely virtual cockpit instrument display. Fully digital, we've seen it on higher-end VWs, higher-end Skodas and Audis, and it lends the cabin a really premium feel. Of course, is a wonderful steering wheel that you're holding on to, but as your attention shifts around the cabin, of course, the large central infotainment touchscreen is also very nice. It does that thing where the icons explode as your fingers get close to it. It feels really, really nice, and I wish that the treatment, actually, the quality of the plastics was just a little better. This car in India does not get the body colored trim like we saw on the Auto Expo car. We've been told that that's going to be reserved for the Tiguan, a little more sporty, a little more athletic, a little more fresh. This, with the addition of the panoramic sunroof, automatic headlights, automatic wipers, a whole set of safety systems including 6 airbags and the rest of the safety nannies. With all of it, we really wonder why they didn't include a powered driver seat adjustment. It's manual, and in fact, even for the recline, there's a little knob that you have to turn to get it to go back and forth, which really takes away from the premiumness of the cabin. So with the seat set for my driving position, I'm 5'11". There's a fair amount of space here in the back. It's a nice comfortable angle of recline. Obviously you have 3 individual headrests, which is a nice touch. And there is a fair amount of space under the driver's seat for you to put your feet. There is an obstruction further ahead, but there is space on top of that for you to actually place your feet right inside. VW says that they see it more as customers who are going to be maybe a 2+1 sort of family that'll buy this car. But if you had to seat 3 people back here in a pinch, well, 2 of them are going to be comfortable at least. Competition for the VW T-Roc is everything from the Hyundai Creta, the new one that's just been launched, to the Kia Seltos, to the Tata Harrier, to the MG Hector, to the Jeep Compass, and perhaps even the Tucson facelift when it comes. But perhaps the biggest competition to VW's T-Roc just may be the VW Tiguan when it launches mid next year. We've been told that the Taygun is going to be a smaller car even though it rides on a larger wheelbase than the T-Roc. Now in terms of dimensions, we've seen that the T-Roc actually fits in the space just above the Kia Seltos and the Hyundai Creta, but far below the Jeep Compass and the Hyundai Tucson. So it is in quite rarefied territory for it to be a front-wheel drive, 150 PS, 1.5 litre petrol with a nice automatic thrown in at that price point. But at the end of the day, it's a VW and it has a sloping roofline, so it should find takers.